Well, now, one thing, you have a theory about the moon, and we expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma phenomenon, cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
What will be the result if you're proved to be correct in your theories?
The result will be profound and decisive, because it will give proof that a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature is necessary. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail. That means that the mass of the moon is far less than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy, and it has far less mass. That means there is no more explanation for the tides. If the moon, for example, had only a thousandth part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high under conventional theories instead of sometimes 14 feet. And that means that if it is proved that the moon is a plasma, then all gravitational theories are out, and a new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved.
Aren't you being a bit adventurous, though, because you know that we're going to be able to test out your theories on the moon fairly soon?
Well, not anymore. 11 years ago, of course, it was rather taking a risk. I was considered a lunatic, of course, but by now the evidence, accumulated evidence, is already so much in my favor that I'm not taking any risks anymore. On the contrary, there is scientific views expressed all over the world now that the moon seems to be of a quite different nature from what was assumed.
And the Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen. Not on the moon. On Mars, on Venus, on other planets, yes, but the moon is definitely, as I assert, a plasma.
If Professor Foster is right, could the moon be cold plasma or ice-coated plasma? Were the ancient sun worshippers? Or sun watchers? All cultures feared the sighting of comets for good reason. Comet sightings have often accompanied disasters, earthquakes, wars, famine, and plagues. Yet NASA claims that comets are just small, icy town-sized snowballs flying through outer space. It snows in space? From what clouds? We're taught most comets never pass by any closer than 15 million kilometers away. Temple Tuttle was the closest recorded, an alleged 3.5 million kilometers away. How can a 260 square kilometer snowball cause so much carnage from millions of kilometers away? It can't, unless comets are not space snowballs that cause chaos, but rather electromagnetic plasma phenomenon in the upper atmosphere that accompany it. A strange cosmology war is currently raging. One side claims we live here, spinning upside down and around while zooming trillions of kilometers per hour. The other side claims that we live on a flat, round plane at the center of a toroidal field, like this map. Suspended in infinite space or water. Both sides agree on one thing. The Earth's atmosphere has a propensity towards constant electromagnetic plasma buildup and discharge. Aurora borealis. Ball lightning. Red sprites. And all of these other plasma phenomenon. Are space snowballs a lie to hide the true nature of comets?
Leave me alone! We traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Our squad car is over there right now. Just get out of that house.
15 million kilometers away? Or electromagnetic plasma phenomenon coming from inside the house, our attic? The Mayan calendar. Cthulhu. Quetzalcoatl, the Demigorgon, the fog, the mist, Medusa the Gorgon, Kali the Destroyer, Shiva the Destroyer, Kronos the Destroyer, Thor. Modern and ancient mythologies are obsessed with world-destroying sky gods wielding fire, lightning, tentacles, and snakes. Religions are riddled with past and future apocalyptic stories and predictions. Native cultures are obsessed with fire rituals. Are these myths and traditions just metaphors for very real and terrifying cyclical events they experienced? Reminders for us to watch for signs and prepare? The Pope's sundial in St. Peter's Square. A bit overkill for a wristwatch, don't you think? Unless it's called a watch because we are watching for something specific. Maybe they just had to be at work by 9:30 in the morning in 1550 BC. Or maybe they were watching closely for the shortening of days. The Georgia Guidestone's post-deluge instructions maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature.